Sadio Mané, the boy who promised the stars. Part 1. The Village Without Hope. Let me take you to a small place. A very small place. So small that if you blink, you might miss it on the map. This is Bambali, a village in the south of Senegal in West Africa. There are no big roads here, no tall buildings, no supermarkets. Many families do not have electricity in their homes. Water comes from the river or from a well. In this village, in the year 1992, a boy was born. His parents named him Sadio Mané. Sadio was not a rich boy. His father worked hard every day in the fields. His mother cooked, cleaned, and took care of the family. They did not have much money. But they had something very important: love. When Sadio was a small child, he loved one thing more than anything else in the world: football. But there was a problem, a big problem. In Bambali, nobody had money to buy a real football. A real football costs money, money that Sadio's family did not have. So what did Sadio do? He made his own ball. He found old pieces of cloth. He found some string. He found a round piece of gourd, a calabash, and he wrapped everything together. It was not round like a real ball. It did not bounce well. Sometimes it fell apart, and he had to make it again. But to Sadio, this was the most beautiful ball in the world. Every morning, before the sun was hot, Sadio ran outside with his homemade ball. He kicked it against walls. He dribbled around rocks. He ran through the red dust of the village until his feet were sore and his shirt was wet with sweat. The other children laughed at him sometimes. They said, "Look at Sadio. He plays with trash. He will never be a real footballer." But Sadio did not listen. He had a dream. A secret dream that he kept deep in his heart. He wanted to play football for the whole world to see.
Part 2. The Father's Worry. One evening, when Sadio was about 15 years old, he sat down with his father near the fire. His father's face was serious. He had something difficult to say. "Sadio, my son, I know you love football. I see you play every day. But football does not put food on the table. Football does not build a house. You are getting older. You must think about your future." Sadio looked at his father with passion in his eyes. "But father, I can do it. I know I can. I feel it here," he said, thumping his chest. His father sighed. "Feelings do not pay for rice, Sadio. Feelings do not buy medicine when you are sick. In this village, we work the land. We fish in the river. This is how we survive." Sadio looked down at the ground. He understood his father. His father was not cruel. His father was afraid. Afraid that his son would waste his life on a dream that would never come true. But Sadio could not stop dreaming. That night, he could not sleep. He stared at the ceiling of their small house. He thought about his friend, the boy who had died last year because there was no hospital nearby. He thought about his sister, who walked 5 kilometers every day to go to school. And he made a promise to himself. He whispered in the dark, "One day, I will change everything. Not just for me, for everyone here." Part 3. The Long Road to Dakar. Sadio was 17 years old when he left Bambali. He'd convinced his father to let him try. Just try. He took a bus to Dakar, the capital city of Senegal. It was more than 400 kilometers away. Sadio had never been so far from home. He sat on the bus with a small bag, a little bit of money, and a heart full of hope. But Dakar was not kind to him. Dakar was big. It was loud. It was expensive. Sadio did not know where to sleep. He did not know where to eat. He called a distant cousin who lived in the city. The cousin said, "You can sleep on the floor, but I have no money to give you. You must find your own way." So Sadio slept on the floor. He ate one meal a day, sometimes less. He walked everywhere because he had no money for the bus. But every morning, he woke up early and he went to the football fields. He watched the professional teams train. He waited for hours, hoping someone would notice him. Days passed, then weeks. Sometimes he thought about giving up. Sometimes he cried when nobody was watching. But then he remembered his promise. He remembered the village. He remembered the homemade ball. And he got up again. One day, a scout was watching a game. A scout is a person who looks for talented young players. The scout saw Sadio run. He saw Sadio dribble past 3 defenders. He saw Sadio score a goal with his left foot, a beautiful, powerful shot. The scout walked over to Sadio after the game. "Young man, what is your name?" he asked. "Sadio. Sadio Mané," he answered, breathing hard. "Have you ever played professional football?" the scout asked. "No, sir, never. But I want to. More than anything," Sadio said. The scout smiled. "Well, Sadio Mané, I think someone wants to meet you." That meeting changed everything.
Part 4. From Senegal to the World. In 2011, Sadio Mané signed his first professional contract. Not in Senegal. Not in Africa. In France. A club called FC Metz. He was 19 years old. He had never been on an airplane before. He had never seen snow. He did not speak French well, and he did not speak English at all. He was alone in a strange country with strange food and cold weather that made his bones ache. But he was a professional footballer. At Metz, Sadio worked harder than everyone else. While other players rested, he trained. While other players went to parties, he studied football videos. He learned from his mistakes. He listened to his coaches. After 1 year, a bigger club noticed him. Red Bull Salzburg, in Austria. Then, in 2014, an even bigger club, Southampton, in England. And then, in 2016, one of the biggest clubs in the world, Liverpool. At Liverpool, Sadio Mané became a star. Not just a good player, a superstar. He won the Champions League in 2019, the most important competition in European football. He won the Premier League in 2020. He was named the African Footballer of the Year in 2019 and 2022. People all over the world knew his name. Children in Europe wore shirts with Mané 10 on the back. Fans in Asia woke up at strange hours to watch him play. But here is the most important part of the story. Sadio Mané never forgot where he came from.
Part 5. The Promise Kept. In 2019, Sadio Mané went back to Bambali. But he did not go back empty-handed. He built a hospital, a real hospital, with doctors, nurses, beds, and medicine. The same kind of hospital that could have saved his friend's life when he was a child. He built a school, a beautiful school, with classrooms, books, and computers. Children in Bambali would no longer walk 5 kilometers to learn. He built a mosque so people could pray in a clean and peaceful place. He installed clean water for every family. No more walking to the river. No more dirty water making children sick. He gave money to every family in the village to start small businesses. Some opened shops. Some bought farming tools. Some started fishing boats. A journalist once asked him, "Sadio, you earn millions of euros every year. Why don't you buy expensive cars? Big houses? Fancy clothes? Other footballers do." Sadio answered calmly, smiling. "Why would I want 10 Ferraris? 20 diamond watches? 2 airplanes? What will that do for me? What will that do for my people?" He continued, "I was hungry. I worked in the fields. I had no shoes. I had no school. I know what poverty feels like. And I know that if God gives you something, you must share it. My people gave me everything when I had nothing. Now it is my turn to give back. Today, Sadio Mané continues to play football. He continues to score goals. But every time he scores, he does a special celebration. He runs to the corner of the field. He raises his hands to the sky. And he prays, not just for himself, for Bambali, for Senegal, for every child who is kicking a homemade ball somewhere, dreaming impossible dreams. Part 6, the lesson, what we can learn. So, what can we learn from Sadio Mané? What is the lesson, the rule, that we can take from this story? I think there are 3 important lessons. Lesson 1. Your beginning does not decide your ending. Sadio was born in a village without electricity, without a real football, without hope, some would say. But he did not let his beginning write his story. He picked up the pen himself. You might come from a small town. You might not have much money. You might not have the best school, the best teachers, the best opportunities. That is your beginning. It is not your ending. Lesson 2. Hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. Many boys in Senegal were more talented than Sadio. Many had better balls, better shoes, better chances. But Sadio worked when they slept. He trained when they played. He ran when they walked. Talent is a gift, but hard work is a choice, and choices are more powerful than gifts. Lesson 3. Success is not real if you climb alone. This, I think, is the most beautiful lesson. Sadio Mané could have bought 10 houses. He could have lived in a palace. He could have forgotten Bambali forever. Instead, he went back. He built. He shared. He remembered. True success is not about having more than others. True success is about lifting others as you climb. When you help someone else rise, you do not fall. You rise higher. Sadio Mané once said something very simple, but very powerful. I want you to remember it. I do not need to show the world that I am rich. I need to show my village that I am grateful.
If this video inspired you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible stories like this one. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you and see you next time.